What's up, everybody? Day 4 of working on the truck. So bright right now because I'm in the truck and I've got my light on over here because it is 9:15 at night. It's been raining all day. It's actually currently raining right now. But I have I've got the light in here with me, and I've got the door shut. I want to get this interior clean. I need to finish stripping down the interior, but this carpet is really grating on my nerves as to how dirty it is. So I've got a few tools in my arsenal for getting it clean. First, I got Pro Elite Microfiber Multi-Purpose Towel Kit. Plus I got some of this Resolve Pet Expert Heavy Traffic Foam Carpet Cleaner. I grabbed a couple of little brushes. I got a Scotch-Brite little brush so I can get into some small cracks and crevices if I need to, and a generic True Living scrub brush. This one's a little bit bigger than the other one, so if I need to scrub some other big areas I can. And then I've got my drill and drill brush. So I've got multiple tools at my disposal to try to get this carpet cleaner. So even though I don't have all of the trim pieces off yet, and I don't have the seatbelt out yet so that I can get it fixed or try to fix it, I want to get the carpet clean. So I'm going to work on it in the rain. I just really wanted to get more of this done today, and yeah, it was irritating me. So here we are. I'm in the truck in the rain working on cleaning the carpet. Got to be dedicated. I don't have a lot of time before I'm gonna have to go back to work. I'm kind of on vacation right now, so this is what I'm choosing to do with my vacation time, and hopefully I can get it done before I go back to work. So these are the two deepest, darkest spots on the carpet, here and here, and then there's a pretty dark one up here. So I think I'm going to start by hitting those up. I'm going to spray it on there, and I'm going to scrub it, and I'm going to try to wipe it up with these cloths and see what happens. And I'm just letting it sit for a second. And then I'm going to get this True Living scrub brush and try to scrub it in a bit and see what I can come up with as far as how clean it is. I might have used too much. Said to spray it on there vigorously. Good thing I got 24 of these cloths. Well, you can definitely tell that the cloth is dirtier. The carpet does look cleaner. Grab a light colored one here. I got light gray color here. Yeah, it's coming up into the towel. That was the point. I would use my carpet cleaner to suck this up, but it's raining and I can't exactly turn it on inside of the truck because, well, it's loud for one, and I can't set it outside the truck because it's raining right now. Well, definitely looks a lot better than it did. So this spot right here looked very similar to that spot with all the darkness around it. Spray this on here a little bit more and get the big guns out. All right, let's use the same gray one again on it. It splattered all over the place. Kind of knew that was going to happen, but I thought maybe it was worth it. Some of that is rust staining in the carpet from the metal for the seat. All right, well, it's definitely working. It's going to be a very slow process doing it like this. I'm gonna hit up these really bad stains like that one, this one, and this one over here, and try to get those cleaned up. Get most of the really bad ones, and then there's a couple back here. I'll try to get that one. I can't get this freaking thing off here because apparently Chevy thought that it was a freaking joke to mount that thing on there so hard. But after I get some of those cleaned up, I think I'm gonna finish working on trying to rip apart the interior and get all of these trim pieces off. Gotta get this one off. Figure out how to get this back seat out of here, which clearly needs cleaned too. Get all these side panels off of here and everything. I mean, there's a lot to do. That screw, I'm sure, has to come out of there. Just a lot to do. So I'm gonna try to clean up the big stains and then work on getting the trim pieces off. All right, so this is where I'm at. I've only cleaned this side over here. I'm not done with it by any means. Still has a lot more to go to get it clean. I'm sure, as you noticed, that it is a little bit darker than this side is. Well, the name of this game that we're playing right here with the scrubber and the rags and stuff is just to loosen the dirt up and stuff and get it ready to be actually cleaned up. The rags, the reason for that is you're trying to convince the dirt that the dry rag is a better place for the dirt to be than the now wet carpet. So you're trying to convince the dirt out of that carpet into that rag over there. And so you're also kind of, in a way, spreading the dirt around. I know it sounds stupid, but even though you're wiping it up with rags and stuff, it's kind of just, diluting the dirt, for lack of a better word. It dilutes the dirt to a smaller, less noticeable particles, so that whenever you try to clean it up with the towel, it just looks better. And yes, it looks better. That looks better than that, because you can see all of the dirt concentrated into little places or whatever. So right now, all I'm trying to do is kind of loosen the dirt up and get it ready. And then hopefully within the next 2 days, it'll stop raining enough that I can get the carpet cleaner out here. And I will spray down all of this area with like a water bottle, and just kind of suck all the dirt out of the carpet with the water and the cleaner, because some of the cleaner is still in the carpet too. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm going to stop there because These Resolve Pet Expert High Traffic Foam Carpet Cleaner is not meant for massive jobs like cleaning the entire inside of a car or a truck, because this can is probably only like a third of the way full right now. That was just from doing this side over here. So I'm probably gonna have to get more cleaner, maybe a different one, and tackle the rest of this. But for now, I guess I'll go get some tools and start trying to pull down all these interior pieces. So I'm out here in my 97 Chevy Silverado, and I'm trying to get this jack toolbox out of the back seat because I'm ripping the interior apart to clean everything. I just got this truck and I couldn't get this stupid jack stud off of here, and so I went through all my nuts and bolts and stuff, and I happened to find a couple of nuts that fit this thread. They have some washers on them too, but what I did to get it out of here is I basically tightened that bottom nut right here. That one is tightened to this one, and then this one is tightened to this one to create basically 3 layers of stopping power. If you have regular nuts that don't have these washers mounted to them, it would work a lot better. But basically I just tightened it on there and got it real nice and tight, and then started twisting on it, and I haven't even gotten it all the way off yet, but it is moving down here now because there is nothing, no flat spots down here to attach this to. Let's see if we can see, it's moving. But I got to get this one out of here, and then well, once I get that all backed out, I got to get that one out, and then this jack box should come up. But I got to get this jack box out of the way because I can't get to that seat bolt on the bottom. There's a nut on the bottom of it, and the jack box is in the way of getting the ratchet in there. But that's how you'll get that stud off there. The cover goes over the jack box, and there's usually a spinny wheel, like a giant wing nut that's plastic that'll go down on top of it to tighten the lid down to the jack box. But if you want to get it off here without having to grind anything, and still be able to possibly use it in the future, if you want to put it back, then this would be the way to do it. This is the same method that most mechanics use to get a stuck stud out of an engine block. They'll just mount 2 nuts together, and then that way you can twist on the bottom nut or inside nut or whatever, the one closest to the block, and spin that stud out of the block. So I finally got this thing out of here. I think the biggest problem, honestly, like, it's all wet down there because I've been spraying WD-40 down in the hole and working this back and forth. I got it out a couple of turns and I put it back in, and I got it out a couple more and I put it all the way back in, and until I basically got it to the point where you can see the end of it is rusted. So I think the first step in this coming out easily is to go under the truck, find this bolt, and clean all the rust off the threads with like a wire wheel or something. And it'll probably come out much easier than what mine did, because it took me like 15 minutes of turning it back and forth, in and out, putting some freaking WD-40 on it, turning it back and forth, before I was able to get this out of here. But it worked. Like I said, if you have nuts that don't have washers on it, it would work better, but I don't have them. Reason number 812 to do a deep cleaning on a new vehicle you got. I just removed this jack box from the back seat of the truck that I just got, and I found a mouse house behind it. So that'll get cleaned up. We got rocks, we've got fuzz, we've got plastic pieces, there's a nut. Hopefully nobody's home. So last night I was able to get the back seat out of the Silverado finally. I figured out what method or whatever to use, and I got it out. So now, because I did it in the rain last night, I basically shut myself in the truck with a power cord running through the bottom of the door, and had light until I think it was like midnight last night. I was in here trying to work on getting different trim pieces and stuff out of the truck, and I finally managed to get the seat out, and I got the truck box, the jack storage box out last night after finally figuring out how to get the big stud that you mount the screw on top of out. But today I get to clean up the mess, and there is quite a bit of mess back here from under the seats. The mouse house came up and only left a little bit of staining right here. I will obviously clean that. I'm sure that there probably at some point was mouse piss there. But I got the vacuum in the truck with me, and I'm going to go through and get the carpet all vacuumed up and I found numerous screws and nails and stuff up underneath the seats right here and right here. And so I'm going to get all this stuff sucked up and get to working on getting it cleaned up. I still have to figure out how to get this panel off. I tried like several times last night to get this panel off, and I was afraid I was going to break it. And these two panels off over here, I actually don't have to do anything to this third door, because everything, where's the handle at? There it is. Everything on the third door works. The window works, the seatbelt works, the latch works, everything on the third door works. I don't have to do anything to that. But I do need to get all these trim pieces up and get that stuff all cleaned. I would like to try to take the headliner down and see about possibly recovering it. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I know you can get that 3M headliner adhesive spray-on glue stuff to put on it. But I also cut this, I think there was a CB here, like an antenna for a CB here. I cut that wire off. I got to figure out how to get that thing off there. I think it's just stuck on there, but I'm not sure. So I'll work on that at a later point. I just cut the cable off at the bottom because I'm not planning on putting a CB back in this truck. I did get this panel off here. There was a big panel right across here. I managed to get that one off last night. The rear sliding glass works as you see. The lock works as it's supposed to and everything. But yeah, I'm going to get the carpet vacuumed up and try to move along with getting these panels off of here. All right, so I got a preliminary vacuum done. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the rest of the carpet. I'm gonna go get my drill brush because I can see that there is still stuff down in the pile. The vacuum wasn't able to get up, and this is a pretty strong vacuum, but it's just been embedded in there for so long. I got the drill and the drill brush. I got a fully charged battery on here. Let's see if you can see what I'm talking about. All right. So now you can see that, first of all, the pile is it's softer. It's not matted down, as it's kind of softer and easier to move. But it's pulling it up because, I don't know if most of you know this, but when you run your vacuum on the carpet in your house, it's not just spinning on the carpet. The bristles hitting the carpet is causing a constant vibration, and that vibration is kind of bringing the dirt that's down deep in the carpet, kind of bringing it up to the surface a little bit, or making it bounce from the vibrations, so that whenever the suction goes over the top of it, it'll pull it up. So right now I'm just trying to loosen up all of the dirt that's down deep in the carpet and move it, like I'm kind of shooting it toward the doorway to try to just shoot it out onto the ground. But I'll go back over it and vacuum it again after I get done doing this. I'm going to go through the whole back area back here and try to, push everything toward the doorway and get it out. All right, so I stopped just short of the edge, so you can show you guys, kind of what I'm talking about. So all of that dirt that's up here on the edge of the carpet was stuff that I flung from up here and all around over here out that way toward the edge. I basically just kind of launched it, and you can see this is all from flinging the dirt out of the carpet, because like I said, I could see that there was still some stuff in the pile that was just not coming up with the vacuum. So agitating it with the brush and kind of throwing it that direction. Same thing over here. It's not as easy to see over here because there's no I already got the seal pan off over here, but there's a bunch of stuff over here because I did this side too. So I'm gonna run the vacuum over the back of it up here again and try to clean it up a little bit more, and then work on getting these trim pieces off. So this is where I'm at with the carpet. Still, needs quite a bit of attention. Get this belt out of the way here. All right. So obviously this corner over here is really bad, down around the edges and stuff. This was the area around where that truck box was at, the jack storage box. And then this is the carpet that I cleaned yesterday. Really deep dark stain was right here. You can still kind of see it. It's actually still kind of wet a little bit. Really deep dark stain here. Obviously still see it a little bit. Same thing here. But it definitely looks better than it did. I'm not going for perfect, but I do want it to be clean. So carpet is all vacuumed up at least. Again, back to these stupid trim pieces, and I need to get that damn seat belt off over there so I can try to figure out whether I need to buy a new seat belt or whether I can fix it. Like maybe it's just dirty, or there was something lodged in it, or I did find a nail and this all stuck up underneath of the box here. Maybe that stuff was causing problems. Let's see. Nope, still stuck inside. So yeah, I'm gonna get onto that. Well, I got it off, but I broke it. One of those tabs right there, trying to get it off. I broke it on this side over here, and I found what looks like shards of light bulb, probably from the cargo light in the back that fell out of it. So I'm gonna get the vacuum and clean that up so I don't put my hand in it or something. So it's a couple hours later, I think probably about an hour and a half later, and I have been working my butt off in here. Like I said before, I did manage to get that center piece off over there, but I got this piece off over here because I thought I needed to take it off to get the seat belt out. Of course, looking around inside this there was a little door here. I was looking around in there and I did not see that bolt right there because it was covered in stuff. It didn't matter that that bolt was in there because I have now snapped off my second T50 Torx bit trying to get seatbelt bolts out of this truck. I broke off the first one trying to get that one out. Gave up on it. Figured I'd just clean everything in place. They said I don't have to worry about it coming out. This one I was trying to get off because the seatbelt didn't work. Look at that. It works now. Yeah. I got pretty agitated with it. Agitated, irritated, frustrated. I took my box knife and I cut this off of it. I did find that bolt before I cut this off, and I think what fixed this seatbelt was I cleaned it. I stuck the skinny vacuum nozzle down inside of the little hole in there to clean all the junk off the top of the bolt, and after I broke the T50 Torx bit off in there, I was like, screw it, I'm cutting this plastic off the outside of it so I can try to get, first of all, the pieces of the bolt or of the T50 were stuck inside the bolt and had to get them out. But as I was cutting this off, I realized this was working, and so yeah, it's fixed. I'm going to put a little bit of WD-40 down in the gear area to give it a little bit more, because it was sticking a little bit, but I ran it in and out with the vacuum down there at the bottom to try to suck anything that might be impeding it out. Ooh, I'm going to run it through that too. But it's fully functional. This one's fully functional, you know. So the seat is working again. I think I might just like try to like tape this back on, just to have it over it to keep dirt and stuff from getting into it. I did find this bolt on the bottom of the truck, and that bolt is right there. It looks like it does now because I cut it off. It was so rusted from sticking through the bottom of the truck in the area that it was, that there was no way it was going to turn with all that rust on there. So I figured I might as well just cut the end off of it so that I won't be fighting rust, at least. That did not work. I still broke the T50 off in it trying to get the bolt out of there. I guess good news is I know that I don't have to worry about whether or not that bolt's going to come loose, since I can't seem to get it to come loose on purpose. So that's fixed. Last thing I got to work on is that seatbelt right there. It's twisted on top of itself and will not go in and out. Once I get that done, I can start cleaning everything in here and putting it all back together, which I'm very excited for. I've had the truck registered in my name for 2 days now and have not been able to drive it yet because I wanted to get all this stuff done. I have limited time on my vacation. I go back to work Monday, so I wanted to get all this stuff knocked out as much as possible on vacation. That way I can just use the truck whenever I need to use it for stuff. Yeah, there's other things I would like to do that I need the truck for that would be better to be done on vacation, but that's stuff I can possibly do on the weekend. You know, I need to get this thing done. So it's like 11:30 and I have been through hell trying to get this truck apart. Finally managed to get it down to the point that I wanted it to. Yeah, It's so pads are all, or the panels are all off on that side, all the way around, all the way down this side, and there's a dead June bug. The seatbelt is off of there, and the reason why I needed that seatbelt to come off is because I could not see why, like exactly how to fix the seatbelt. See how the oh, come on, focus on it. See how it's twisted in there? It's basically bound in the hole, and it won't go back in because of it. And I didn't know which piece needed to go which direction to fix the problem. Now I see that this top piece right here needs to go to the right, and the front piece needs to go to the left. So I'm going to work on making that happen, and then get all of these trim pieces out of the truck, vacuum and clean up over here. This is it's quite nasty over here. In order to get this off of here fully as it is now, I needed to get this portion of the belt out of that hole right there with that bolt. Unfortunately, I broke my T50 socket earlier, my T50 Torx, but the T45, come on, the T45 was enough to get it out. I know I was risking possibly marring up the threads, but I wasn't going to keep, if it didn't seem like it was going to move and like it might possibly slip, I was going to stop. But it broke free, and so did the one up there that was holding the seatbelt on. In order to get that out, I had to get this beastie off there, the rear seat mount. Had to get those two nuts off of there, and then under the seat right here, underneath the carpet right here, there was two more bolts through the floor, and that would be these two lovely looking bolts. I'm very surprised that I was able to get them out. They are in very, very bad shape. I am going to chase the threads on all of these bolts with a die before I put them back in, and hope that you know, if I ever have to do this again, you know, that these will be all right. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to clean up all this stuff, get it all out of the truck, and you know, probably vacuum it one last time, and then more than likely I'll go into the garage and just start attacking trim pieces with cleaning stuff. Got some cleaner spray and different things like that. The rags I bought yesterday at AutoZone, the microfiber towels or whatever, I'll use those and try to get all the trim pieces all cleaned up. That is a slow, tedious process to do, so I definitely want to get started on it tonight. Hopefully by the end of the night, I will be able to start reassembling everything. Plus I gotta fix the seat belt so that it actually retracts in, since now that I have that seat belt over there is fully functioning. Like I said, that cover that I cut off of it, I'm just gonna like tape it back on somehow just so that it's there, and keeps dirt and stuff out of it. But it works now. I didn't have to buy a new one, which is a plus, I guess. And the fact that I can't get that bolt out of the floor anyway, so I'm glad that it works now. But was this day 4? I think day 4. Technically yesterday was day 4 of working on the truck, but I didn't get a lot accomplished. So day 4 and day 5 are going to be wrapped up together, because there wasn't a whole lot that I had to do or that I did yesterday. I just was tearing trim pieces apart and getting the truck apart so that I could get to this point. Probably gonna leave that trim piece on. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll just clean it in place, and then, but the rest of this, I'll get to work cleaning it all up. There's a lot of trim pieces. There's probably 12 or 15 different trim pieces that need to be cleaned up, so I'm gonna get working on it because it's gonna take me a hot minute. So it's only been a few minutes since I got everything apart, and check it out. I got it fixed right there was the spot where it was bound up. It got frayed a little bit while I was trying to fix it, but I don't think that's going to affect the integrity of it much. There's still plenty of seatbelt there to keep anybody wearing the seatbelt safe. And look, the lock still works just fine. It goes in and out just fine. And I already remounted it back up there. So I don't really need that to be off. It doesn't really need cleaned. It's just kind of, I don't know, I might try to fix that. It's a little broken. But this seat belt's basically ready to go. So officially, all of the seat belts in the truck are officially good to go now. So as I go ahead and put everything back together, I can just be happy about that. That was one of the main goals. I wanted to make sure that anybody riding in the truck is safe, or at least as safe as can be. And now off to clean trim pieces, now that that's fixed. See you guys here in a few hours probably. Alright, so I'm sitting out here cleaning the truck up, trying to get everything all done up. And I found this rubber grommet that, this is all one piece. The rubber grommet, and then there's a rubber mushroom grommet on the back of this. And this had popped off and was just dangling. It was kind of, as you can see, this is kind of tilted. It's because this has been just kind of flopping over here for the longest time. I put a little bit of grease on the back of the rubber grommet and used these big fat-headed pliers to grab this rubber here and just kind of pushed and twisted until the mushroom grommet on the back side just kind of grabbed hold. And well, it's currently in there now. I mean, it's not coming off. So obviously there's some rust issues under here. This is the third door. I guess the weather stripping at the bottom of the third door. But that is now fixed also. And I've gotten the third door pretty much cleaned. I haven't cleaned the windows yet, but the door itself is all clean and fully functional. I want to work on cleaning trim pieces for the rest of the evening before I decide to stop for the night. But I'm not going to start putting most of this back together yet, even though my plan was to clean a trim piece and put it back on and just kind of put it all back together in the reverse order that I took it off. But the reason that I'm not going to do that is because I had the presence of mind to check while I was I had all the paneling off, and that speaker over there works just fine. This speaker over here is dead and doesn't work at all. So currently I've got the passenger door speaker and the back left driver speaker that works. The front right door speaker is missing, and the back right pillar speaker doesn't work. Maybe I'll get in there and check. Maybe it's just unplugged. Alright, I got in there and checked. It's plugged up. Speaker just doesn't work. It's just dead, I guess. So I guess I'll be sourcing a new speaker before I go putting all of this back together. I think maybe I'd probably be able to get away with just taking that panel off and this panel off to get to this one. I'd have to take the seal panel off as well. So it's a little bit of a job to do all that. That being said, this is it for the videos for tonight. I'm going to finish cleaning trim pieces and get them ready to go back on. I guess I can reassemble the other side. Either that or no. Speakers comes a pair, so I'll probably just replace both of the rear speakers and both of the front speakers, since one of them's missing in the front. That way I don't have to worry about it for the near future or distant future. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. So it's pretty much 5 o'clock in the morning. I've been out here all night cleaning and trying to get things ready so that I can put the truck back together. Behind me you can see all of these pieces, all of these trim pieces have been hand washed to the best of my ability. Some of them are not perfect, but the truck is 27 years old. I don't know that I can get some of them perfect. Like this right here is like embedded in it. It's not going to come up. Some of these scratches and stuff. This was the back panel behind the seat, I believe. Yeah, that's the piece from behind the rear seat. But everything has been scrubbed clean. I had 2 buckets, dirty water, soapy water, and clean water. Wash, rinse, and then dry. And some of the pieces I even put in front of my little fan here to air dry because they had a bunch of grooves and stuff in them. So inside the truck, not much has changed. This door pad, this whole door actually has been cleaned top to bottom, and including like the areas around the outside of the door and stuff, it's all been cleaned off. The windows, I cleaned all the windows. Look at that shine. I used Rain-X ceramics glass cleaner and water repellent to clean all of the windows except for the front. I haven't cleaned the windshield yet because, well, I've got stuff stacked on it right now. But all the windows are clean. Except for the windshield. I have not touched the driver's side or passenger side door as far as the door pad and cleaning them yet. So I'm not even sure what I'm going to do with those right now. This one is broken right here. That piece of plastic is just kind of sitting in there. Trim rings are missing. All of the clips that mount the door pad on are missing. The speaker grill is a tad bit rusted. So I'm not even sure exactly what I'm going to do with these pieces yet. I might try to find replacement door pads. Right now I'm kind of holding out for Walmart to open. They don't open until 6, and it's 5:01 right now, so I got about an hour until they open, because I can't put everything back together or start putting everything back together. Until I replace the speaker. So I've just been biding my time. I slept in way too late today. I've only technically been up for about 12 hours. I didn't get up until like almost 5 o'clock this afternoon. I'm on vacation right now, and I stayed up too late last night, slept in too late today, blah, blah, blah. So it is what it is. But I am working on getting everything cleaned up as much as I can until Walmart opens, and I'm going to go buy some speakers. They're not going to be amazing speakers, but they're going to be better than the one missing speaker and one blown speaker. So I have like a tweeter in the door, a one pillar speaker, and one door speaker that's working right now. So yeah, I'm going to go and get that stuff here in just a little bit. I am going to take these top rails off here and hit them with a wire wheel and knock some of the rust off the top of them, and then spray paint them, get them spray painted. So both of them are pretty much the same way, all rusted down the top of it, but have provided excellent protection for this side of the bedside. Plus I'll get to see what it looks like underneath there, if it's all rusted out underneath of it or not. I'll do the same thing with this, which this side is on pretty good, this side not so much. So I'll figure that out, fix that. I'm just, like I said, biding my time right now, and And I'm going to start putting everything back together. I haven't cleaned the dash yet because that's something I can do after I get the truck back together. I don't have to rush on that. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. See you guys here in a little bit. This is my bumper. It's much like many other bumpers, but this one is missing what appears to be some kind of lower plastic trim piece all the way around. It's broken off in many areas. So since it is broken off, I'm going to get up underneath of there and remove all of those screws and additional hanging plastic pieces from the busted plastic trim. So I just got back from Walmart. Had to wait on somebody to come and open the glass case so I could get my freaking speakers. But this is what I ended up with. The Scotche or Scorchese or Scotche or however the frick you want to say that. These were like $32, I think. And the Sonys. These Sonys were the only 4x6s that they had. Otherwise, I probably would have just got this Scotchese or Scotche or whatever. I would have got some of those, but they didn't have those in 4x6, which the speakers and the doors over there are 4x6. So that's what I ended up with. I did my best I could to research, and it looks like 6.5s are what size fits in the doors. So I think I spent $82 or something like that between the two of them. Again, it's going to be better than the lack of speaker and broken speaker that I have over here now. So I'm going to go about getting them installed. Probably going to end up having to cut and splice some wires or put some new ends on some stuff or something like that, because I'm sure that the factory mount speaker harnesses that are in the doors and in the A-pillar or the C-pillar do not fit on these speakers. Just a real quick update. Door speakers have been replaced and they both work. So it's not like a bad head unit that's making the speaker not work. It was just a bad speaker. With that being done, I can now start the reassembly process of the entire back seat. I think before I do, I'm going to try to clean some of the carpet back here in the back. This is going to be a lot easier to do with all the seats and stuff out. So it's a couple hours later, and I am finally to the point where I can continue to reassemble the back half of the truck. This is where I'm at with it. Carpet is not perfect by any means, but I wasn't going for perfect. I was going for better, and it's definitely a lot better than it was. Those stains were a lot darker. A lot of this stuff here, like this, that's rust stains. That's where the jack box was at. The jack was probably rusting in the box, bled through onto the carpet. So I tried cleaning off the seat belts the best I could, but you know, if you've ever tried cleaning seat belts, they just, unless you can take them off and soak them in some kind of a like bleach solution or something, they're not going to come clean. They're also not really going to be seen too much because they're going to be stuffed in the seat. So I'm not too terribly worried about it. I did wipe them down. But yeah, so I'm going to start assembling all of this stuff back here and getting that all done. I already put this piece on. I got to put this trim back on up here as well. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was. And let the reassembly commence. Here's a helpful tip. If you're going to do this, the left rear retractor for the seatbelt for the rear person, kid, child, whoever, you go to take all of this apart over here, pull this seat belt out as far as you can get it out. Then pull this as far up as it will go. You want to at least give yourself a foot or two. Maybe not maybe not pull the whole thing out, but pull it out like that, and then lodge that all the way up there at the top. Also, the retractor in there has a little tiny metal ball inside, and there's a little cup. And if that retractor is in any position other than this position that it is locked into in the truck, that seat belt will not retract out. It will just stay locked, which is why I'm saying to pull this out or push this all the way up as far as possible, because I just spent like an hour tearing apart the seat belt, taking the cover off, figuring out what was wrong, getting it fixed, realizing that I'm just an idiot, and you don't want to make my mistakes. So if you're going to remove that seat belt or this panel or whatever, pull this up at least a foot or two into the seat belt and lodge it in place so that it can't retract in. It will save you lots of time. So it's 12:30 in the afternoon. Been working on this all night, trying to get everything all situated, taken care of, cleaned, put back together. All of the trim pieces have been reinstalled. There's a little box I had to tape up because I had to cut it off. I know it looks like crap, but I want to make sure to keep dust and dirt and debris from getting onto the gears or the rollers or whatever you want to call it inside there. That's the reason that I even put it back on. Yeah, this is what it looks like. I have not cleaned like the driver's side and this area up over here. I did everything else as best as I can with my limited skills and abilities. And yeah, it doesn't look great, but it's 27 years old. So at least I know it's been cleaned, and that for the most part those are just stains. Got to get the back seat put back in now. I can't promise anything, guys. Like this seat is I vacuumed the carpet in the back. That looks great. That looks fine. But the seat itself is in horrible condition. I mean, I can't promise that I can even make it look okay. I'm gonna try. It's gonna take probably an hour, but I'm gonna try. Okay, so I did not record an ending to this video because I guess I expected that I would be adding more to it, but I'm already at 53 and a half minutes. I'm editing the video right now. It's currently August 2nd. The last video clip that you're going to see right before this one was recorded on July 11th. I was on vacation from work. My vacation ended. I had to go back to work. I've been working 10 plus hours a day, every day, which doesn't leave much time to be able to edit videos. Plus I have an hour drive one way. So that means I have 2 hours worth of driving to do in addition to my 10 hours of working, and got to get some sleep in there somewhere. So this is the end of this video. I love that you guys are enjoying the videos. I've gotten a lot more views and subscribers to this video than I have on many of my other ones. I do have more videos ready to go. I just have to find time to edit them and upload them. I do have the truck mostly put together and drivable, and a few upgrades since since work started back up, and you will see them in future videos. If you like the channel, if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing is the best way to support the channel.
And I will see you guys on the next one.